Alive.
Good morning, everybody. It's 10 minutes past 9 o'clock right now. Welcome back to the program. Lou and Jackie here, along with our good friend Sheree Clark. And, of course, we are still in the first part of December. Holidays just a couple of weeks away. But, you know, something as you think about the holidays and think about who you have to get gifts for, I don't know if there's anybody that would be harder to buy for than Sheree. Because you can't really go out and probably get you a ham or a box of chocolates or something like that. But we need to find out from you, what would be considered something that would be a really cool gift.
Awesome. Yeah. The Christmas hams you could probably give to somebody else. It's not going to go to a lot of use at my place. But I have received lots of really cool gifts over the years, and I wanted to share a couple of those and also give you some ideas for people that are like me, that maybe have some interest in health, and even people that are not like me, that because you care about them. So the first and foremost, the rule of gift giving, and I think you guys will agree because you get gifts all the time as well, and that is when somebody gives you something that shows that they know you, it's really meaningful.
Right.
When they give you something that has some significance to you and you alone, where you say, you know what, you get me. So one of the examples that I'm going to give, I just got recently, it was an early Christmas gift, and it's this. And so it's a box, and the cool thing about this is that it's handmade, okay?
It's
so
a wooden box.
It's a wooden box. It was given to me by a friend, actually the husband of a friend, and so I looked at it and I was like, for a moment I was like, well, I don't smoke cigars, so I'm not exactly sure what this is. He made it for me to hold my paintbrushes because I do some watercolor painting in my free time. And I thought that that was just such a special gift for two reasons. One, he knows me and he knows my hobby, and two, he took the time to make this.
He handmade it. That's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So this was an example of a lower cost but really meaningful gift that I'm going to keep out and also use every day.
Right.
So if we're not of that talent of being able to go into our wood shop and carve something out, is there some other things?
Yes.
See, for me, I think it'd be easy to buy for because you're very unique, and you've all of our friends are unique, I should say, but like you've expressed stores that you enjoy and things that you enjoy. So I'm like, okay, I know where I want to go. Where there's other friends, it's like,
yeah, where do you start?
Where do you start?
Exactly. Well, Michelle Braun.
Yeah.
Who's actually
just here last week.
Yes, and so she and I are good friends. She made me some earrings, and Michelle is handy and does all those kinds of things. She's very, very creative. But what I like about these, they're very simple. These would be easy to make. They're just wire, and they're made into a ball, and I have pierced ears. They're put onto a wire themselves, and that's a beautiful gift. It's casual, and so when I put those on, I think of Michelle. Another cool gift that I got, this one is going to speak to my heart because it's got my logo on the front. So somebody actually found a place that would make a pillow that has the logo of my television show on it. So beautiful, and this is actually from the producer of the show. So lots of cool things that you could make or have made yourself. Other things, let's talk about gift bundles. That's another thing that I really like. Bundling. So on your far right, Jackie, where it says the complete book of essential oils and aromatherapy, that's a great book. It's a fabulous resource. It's got a lot of information.
That's a thick book.
It's great. It's really wonderful. It's not one of those ones you sit down and read straight through. You're going to use as a reference.
Kind of a reference book, okay.
And right in front of it is an essential oil kit. Now the cool thing about that is that's a starter kit. It's got some really basic oils. It's got peppermint and lavender. I think there's tea tree in there. And it's made by Acacia, which is an Iowa-based company.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. So there's lots of little things that you can do, lots of subtleties. When you buy a gift for someone, I think it's really beneficial to be thoughtful about why did we pick that brand. We picked that brand because that's made in Iowa. We picked this because it goes with that. Other things that might go together, if you look, the wine glasses in the rectangular box, those are really handy for people who are active. So, you don't usually have glass around your swimming pool. This would be an exception because it's got a silicone coating, so if you're having a glass of wine while you're lounging in the sun this summer, you've got the perfect vessel for it. You could bundle that with a great little bottle of wine, or if it's somebody those wine glasses don't have to just be used for wine, they can be used for other beverages, so you could get something else to go in that. related to that, because I really like my beverages, over here on the other end, you've got this little tea, there's a tea container, yes, the container. I love that because of its size.
That's like a mini, like the big coffee ones that you see all over the place.
Right, and so because I'm a tea drinker as opposed to a coffee drinker, what I would typically do is I like the smaller size. I don't want that big container messing up my console in my car. That fits into the console. It's the perfect size. I just want a cup of tea. It's a day tea, and then I would give that with the box of tea bags or loose tea. So again, bundling, combining things that could go together is a great way of giving. In the center, insomnia relief. Oh my gosh, who doesn't need that, right?
Everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody needs it.
Yep. And I think that's sealed, but you can hold it up to your nose, Jackie, and you can smell. It's got lavender, and it's got chamomile, and it's really got some great scents to it. They have not just insomnia, but they've got some for headaches, and they've got some for sore muscles and so forth. So anybody.
Now, what do you do with that? Is it you just lay it on your forehead?
You lay it on your forehead, or you could put it under your chin, because that way you can smell. And the concept, once again, is aromatherapy. So you could, if there was somebody that was really into aromatherapy, you could also bundle that with the oils.
Now, do you need to do anything else with it? Do you need to heat it up at all?
You can, if you want. You can heat it slightly. Some people put it in the microwave, but I don't have a microwave. So I just put it on the way that it is, and it works just fine. You could also heat it gently over some hot water, but to me that's a lot of work. It works just fine
just the way it is. Okay.
And some people store them in the freezer to make them last longer. So, and then the other thing you could do is if you've got a headache, is use it on your forehead as a compress.
Yeah, it works.
Other things that I really like, we've seen, you've probably seen the salt lamps. They're the real, that you can get really big ones. They can run up to $50, $70, $80. I like this. It's a starter for people who aren't sure what the salt lamp does and whether they necessarily like it. This is a salt candle holder. They're $5.
$5?
$5. So this to me is a perfect little, it could be a hostess gift or whatever. And what it is, it's actually the candle. There's a area right here, and you put the candle, a tea light right in there. It gets warm, and it does all of the things that a salt lamp does, which is neutralize the air, gets rid of EMFs. If you're using your computer, it's a good thing. I burn one right next to my computer, so it's really good for that. Let's talk kids. Kids. Now, this is going to sound like a strange thing to give to a kid, but if you gave a child a book about a specific topic, let's just say spirulina, just because that would be a great children's book topic. Spirulina is a supplement. It's made out of seaweed. It's really good for you. It's a way to eat your greens, if you will. And you could bundle that with some spirulina vitamins. So, yeah, I know.
I have not heard a kid say that they want from Santa Claus some spirulina.
It might not be on their list, Lou, but they just don't know. They haven't been turned on to it. Are you convinced yet?
No.
Okay. The concept here being that you can bundle different things. And so you find a book that a child might like and then bundle that with something that might convince them, if they're young and gullible, to be eating their... Okay, so not all of my gifts are always going to be home runs. Once in a while I got to hit...
You got to get a base hit every now and then, right?
I do. The last thing I brought is a really cool gift. This is something that I actually give as a hostess gift to families. This is a game. It's called Vertol, and this is what the outside of the box looks like. When you open it on the inside, there's the instructions, and it's individual cards. And on the cards are just simply a question. And so in this one, this is talking about the year prior. So this is a retrospective, like if we got together last Christmas, then we compare the notes. This would be, what was one of your best decisions? And that would refer to this entire year. So there would be other questions in there, like...
So like conversation starters.
Exactly. Which 3 people have influenced you most? Who or what surprised you the most? What I like about this is it gets people talking rather than arguing, which can happen around the holiday times as well. And sometimes instead of bringing the obligatory bottle of wine or the flowers for the hostess, by bringing something like this to them, you can do something that really helps people interact and have a really good time, and they'll remember you for it.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Those are some great ideas, especially if you're someone I'm like, what am I going to get them? Get them something unique. A lot of times I don't think we always think out of the box, but you always help us.
Yeah, you saw the wine glasses there, and that's a great idea for people that enjoy wine. And I mentioned to you that I ran across something yesterday, and I thought about you, and it was very bizarre. It was a wine glass. And I know you say it's good to have one glass of wine. Well, this wine glass held an entire bottle of wine, and I said that'd be perfect for you.
Those are the best.
Well, I don't know. I might go for the Spirulina.
Yeah. So Jackie may have a point. If they know you at all, they should have some options to be able to get you. And that's what you should do with everybody. You should find out a little something about somebody. Don't just get them a clapper. Or something
right,
like
exactly.
that.
And give of yourself too, like this gift, you know, and Michelle's earrings. They took the time to make it for me. It wasn't just identifying something that would mean something to me, which is essential, but when they made it, it was like, wow, this is precious. So, and when they're out, when I get them, every time I do it, every time I light this candle, you think of the giver, every time. And that's the part that we want to think about. Let's be thoughtful.
And we always encourage you to shop local, and I imagine all of these, if not made by a local artisan, were purchased at local stores at the same time.
They were. So be thinking about that whenever you go into a local store. Whenever we can buy local, I really highly encourage it.
And if you have any questions of where to get some of these items, it's probably really easy to get a hold of you, isn't it?
Well, it sure as heck is. You can go to www.fork-road.com, or you can drop me an email at info@fork-road.com, and that's how you get a hold of me. And if you've got a gift for me, just let me know and we'll get together.
You'll be more than happy to come swing by and pick it up.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
I love it.
It is